Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi.
It's so nice to see you, Katie, and you, Megan. Thank you so much for
Thanks
joining
for
us at
having
MomFair TV. We just wanted to ask you a few questions. First of all, you're two of the leading ladies over at Babble. Tell me a little bit about your positions.
Sure. I'll go first.
Okay.
So I oversee all of Babble's social media and also lead our video strategy. And I also kind of serve as a pinch hitter on our editorial team.
Right.
So I work with a lot of our new writers, freelancers, and our Babble Bureau of contributors. So I'm working with writers every day, and then I'm also overseeing how we're distributing our content on the social channels.
Great.
And my role's a little bit different. I'm more about the business of Babble, so it's all about working with our advertising partners and with the rest of the businesses at the Walt Disney Company and making sure that Babble's making all the right connections and partnerships that it should be.
So much fun.
Yes.
It is very fun.
I know. Well, so I'm curious, as a blogger myself, I know love being a contributing writer to Babble.
We love
it's so
you.
great. But I'm curious, as a blogger, what's your advice to bloggers about why they should write for larger sites beyond their own? What are the benefits?
So for bloggers, especially when you're just starting out, it's hard to grow an audience to your specific blog or website. I think it can feel frustrating for a lot of bloggers. They're just sharing it on Facebook and they're not maybe seeing the results they're getting as far as bringing in new followers.
Right.
So one of the really big benefits of pitching to other sites is kind of the exposure of that platform.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a new writer and you are trying to find your niche or grow your fan base, partnering with a Babble or a Huffington Post or a Scary Mommy, all of those sites, we're giving an opportunity to kind of expose you to our huge audience. I think another benefit for bloggers that I've heard from so many of them is you're kind of getting the benefits of a professional editor. So you're getting someone to help you grow your writing and grow your craft, and you're getting all of this essentially for free. So you're getting...
I know, I've loved working with you as my editor. It's a learning
Mm-hmm.
process, and it really stops and helps you think about your voice and your grammar and the way that you're opening and closing a post, and really the content and the message delivery. So
Yeah.
it's been a great, I love having an editor. I think it's great.
We love you.
Because
And
you
you're so
do, when
easy.
when you're blogging on your own, you do get kind of lost in your own voice, and so
Right.
it's nice to be a part of a team and have somebody kind of supervising you and guiding you and mentoring you through that process.
And just to add on, especially with Babble, with its relationship with the Walt Disney Company, we can provide other opportunities for bloggers to get their voice out there. So we consult with
That's
a lot of our
exciting.
bloggers.
Yeah.
Or, sometimes we're able to get them access to press junkets or to, special experiences. And so I think partnering with bigger sites who have those relationships is a really interesting way to expand your repertoire of experiences and become, your own brand that brings value to those.
Now, are most of your writers, contributing writers, are they compensated or?
Yes.
Okay.
So what Babble's typical policy is that when we bring in new writers, we ask new writers to do a few pieces for byline.
Right.
And that kind of trial period is for us to make sure that they're the right fit for our audience and just make sure that we both know what we're getting into with the relationship.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Once that is over, once that trial period is ended, we absolutely compensate for all the content that is created, and that's kind of our standard across the board. It's a best practice that we strongly recommend for all of the websites because the point here is if someone is working hard to create quality content, they should be compensated for that.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
And do you think it can lead to other freelance opportunities? I mean, if you want to become maybe a professional freelance writer.
Yeah, I think having, a brand like Babble on your resume or, any of the other sites is a really great stamp of approval.
Yeah.
So
It's always a good way to grow.
always a good way to
I would
grow,
also
yeah.
add, I think our writers benefit, they become connected with other writers.
Yeah.
Right.
So I see that all the time.
It's about community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will see that all the time on my personal Facebook feed.
Right.
I'm friends with a bunch of our writers, and
Yeah.
I'll see them interacting on each other's posts. So it's really like giving them a chance to connect with other people who could introduce them to other sites or introduce them to other opportunities.
Right.
Kind of coming together to do that.
Well, today's a perfect example because I'm walking around MomFair today. I saw so many of my blogger buddies who I've gotten to know over the years from writing for myself and for different sites, and so I completely agree with you. Community is a big part.
Yeah.
I know. Well, we're so glad you ladies were able to join us today, and I'm excited to do our panel in a little bit. And thank you so much for the advice. I know our readers and our viewers will be really excited to get some one-on-one advice from the ladies of Babble.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.